Alrighty, we are live. And as per usual, we'll wait like a minute or so, but we can have some people get into the chat. Yes, Aubrey, we'll address that momentarily when some more people get into the chat, and we'll see what everybody thinks about that. Oh, I have the camera on top of the monitor now, and I don't think I like it because I have to look up too much to look definitely at it. And then if I look down and read the chat, you're just seeing all this. You're just seeing the loveliness. What up, Tina Bags? Tina Bags? Tina Share. Woo! If I could turn back time. Yeah, you need to get some powder on that when I can afford a makeup person. Almost said girl. Person. Get in trouble with Sid here right away. Let's see. Where's the timer? 1:25. Oh, let's give it another 30 seconds for some more people to get in here. Tina, not a big fan of Ken Coleman. Apparently, we have some of those. Already one like on the video. I appreciate that, kids. Makeup lady. True. Good point. True. Good point. All right. Well, let's go. I didn't think of any songs today. So do 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 live from Columbus, OH. It is the Ramsey Show Aftershow Show, where we talk about the Ramsey Show, the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money, and joining me today as moderator is my pal Sydney. I have yellow. This came in something I don't know, but I'm going to use it for it's a hashtag yellow pad. I'm going to use it to write things down that I want to talk about, so I don't skip to those things and then have to go back and button up other things. And I did have a pen. There it is, right there. A pen from my bank, Huntington, which provides the pens for free. But they also sent me 2 emails today asking me if I wanted to borrow money on their new little program that I talked about in a previous episode. It's basically a loan. That's all it is. And basically they're trying to offer you an emergency fund by loaning it to you instead of you having it yourself. So, I don't need these because I'm not at home, far away from the monitor. So, I didn't finish my spiel. So much for not jumping ahead. You can schedule a free coaching consultation assessment by emailing your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can also reach me on the Instagram, add me on the Grom, and Twitter at Coach Steve Money, no spaces. If you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, you can use the URL. I think that means Universal Resource Locator is what that stands for. Basically means website address. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money, or you can just go to the PayPal, hit send money, and put in my email address, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, in there to send me whatever you think this entertainment value is worth, or more than that as well. I will accept more than that, and I won't buy pizza or anything else like that with it. If you have any thoughts, comments, etc., go ahead and write them in the chat. Sid, you saw Bill got whapped by the mod today. So if he comes in here, he may come in hot. So it's up to you what you want to do with it. Thanks for the IOs. Thanks for the late one there, AJ. Better late than never. I've also been forgetting to put live financial advice in the title. I remember to do that ahead of time today. I changed the previous titles after the fact to put that in there. But I'm going to try to remember to keep doing that, because that'd be great if somebody would just happen to see that and come in and ask a question, from a random YouTube person. But, we'll see how that works out. Yes. $1 million. Let's see. Today is Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey and Ken Coleman, the careers expert. Dave began with an article talking about how the pandy caused a car shortage and therefore a used car shortage, so prices going up on both. Let me read in here. Lots of IOs. Shiny head. I was shaving last night, and I was going to do the mustache last. What do you guys think? I'll probably shave it if it starts to bother me, but I just was curious. What do you guys think? I used to have a goatee, and my ex-wife liked it better with the goatee because she said it makes your face not so plain. Yeah. So, yep, hold tight, Ellie. We'll talk about your crappy financial decisions. We will definitely do that. What up, Chris? What up? What up, Tina, Aubrey. Let's see, Margaret. Alrighty, let's see. Have I received any donations yet? I think they're supposed to email me if I have. I haven't checked PayPal, but I think they're supposed to email me if I have, and I have not gotten any. So I don't let that, as long as you guys come in here, phone. It is a spam call, so not going to answer that. What was I talking about? Somebody remind me really quick. Glee. About the donate. Did I wrap up the donations? I'll check PayPal eventually. AJ Davis likes the mustache. Yeah, Tina, I'm working on that. We're gonna do a test tomorrow afternoon. We may even play tomorrow at noon. Maybe. We'll see. Or Thursday at noon. Since we're not gonna be able to play until the weekend otherwise. But we're definitely gonna do a test tomorrow. And I think I figured out what it is. I think what it is from online research is that the software I'm using, Streamlabs OBS, has a glitch in it, and so you have to turn the inside monitoring where you would just it's not what goes out to the stream, but it's so you can monitor it at the board, kind of like if you were doing it professionally, and you have to turn that on and then off again to make sure it's off. So I'm gonna try that. So I appreciate. I know I'm echoey. It's kind of like my voice is doubled, on top of itself. So yeah, I appreciate that. And shout out to Tina, who when we were having trouble figuring something out yesterday on the game, Tina had a suggestion, and her suggestion worked. So we're playing a game called It Takes Two, and so apparently it doesn't take two, it takes three. At least when my daughter and myself are involved. So, I mean, I had the basic idea of what was supposed to happen, but I didn't know how it was supposed to happen. But Tina was there for us. So, yeah, I'll try to. Yeah, her voice isn't echoey. The game's not echoey. It's just my voice that's echoey. And I do a lot of talking. So, yeah. So let me know if you have any thoughts about the mustache, everybody. Had some aviators, Richie People sunglasses. I had some like knockoff ones back when I lived in Virginia Beach. Let's see. Ob's likes that it takes three. Somebody talked about building his wife a she shed today, and I typed in that's what she shed in the Ramsey chat. I got 0 love. 0. I think that was a good one. I mean, I know they can't all be golden, but that was a good one. I know what I was talking about before that I couldn't remember. Putting live financial advice. I said that would be cool if somebody. Oh, did I finish? I think I may have finished with that. Basically, that somebody could come in and chat and ask for financial advice. So anyway, we talked about that. We talked about Bill maybe coming in hot for being whapped from the Ramsey show. See, I got to keep my head up like this now. Otherwise, you just see this. Looks very evil. Let's see. All right. Well, since I had that stuff written down and I don't have stuff from the chat written down, Ellie, what was it that you wanted to talk about with your bad financial decisions? I sent you an email. I guess it's not anything personal in there. I guess I can share it. I know you're feeling antsy trying to get the show on the road there. As far as getting to step 3 and getting all your debt paid off, but it was to It was to go like through the budget again and see if there's anything at all you can slash, anything, and get those last credit cards paid off, the ones that you can pay off, and that'll free up some money. So in minimum payments, that'll free up that money to go ahead and do your further steps with it. But if there's something like specific you were wondering about, Ellie, go ahead. Yeah, Aubrey, that's a good one. That's what she said. Did you not see that in the chat? Were you busy? And Sydney was too busy working to respond to jokes. Okay, people are... what up, Clay? People are making excuses now for not giving me love on the That's What She Said. So, yeah, Ellie. Yeah, just see if there's anything in there. I think in the email I suggested maybe going through your things that you make normally and maybe just axing the top 1 or 2 expensive meals that you prepare. Just axe those from the rotation. No, I'm sure those likely will be the best tasting ones. But still, thanks, AJ. It doesn't mean as much if I have to beg for it. So, yes. Oh, I had to fire. Why did you have to fire the lawn guy? He wasn't doing well. Wasn't doing a good job. Taco salads are yummy. I wish Taco Bell didn't discontinue them. I'm like, well, we'll just go ahead and not even pretend to do anything healthy anymore. That was fun, though. I remember when all the, I guess, like McDonald's and places still have them, but that was fun. You guys coming in hot today. Just like Bill will if he shows up. I don't even know what he was on about, as the English say. What's that bloke on about? Speaking of big news. I knew this a while back, but I didn't want to say anything. Pizza Princess has put in her 2 weeks notice. And she is almost certainly going to move to England. So we'll see how that works. Market report is coming, Tina. I just wanted to address the stuff in the chat first and stuff that I thought about. The stuff I've written down I can always go to. The stuff in my head will go out of there in 2 seconds. So good on her. Well, I'll miss her, obviously. AJ, but all right, I'll let her know you wish her well when I see her tomorrow morning. Woo! That's funny to me. All right, there you go. That's right, AJ. He goes, market report. It was flat today, down extremely slightly, and now we're talking about tenths of 1%. So, but that's the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, both of those indexes. And the Dow Jones was up by the same margin, but small cap was killing it today again, and that was over 1% increase today in small cap. And this would be why you diversify, as Dave Ramsey suggests. 25% each in small, mid, large cap, and international. And if it generally follows that, I mean, you have some days where everything is down, and that's going to happen. But for the most part, generally, if one segment's down, the other one's up a little. Yes. Let's see what we got here. Who was it? My friend Stephen Glenn that was in this chat one time suggested to me today. He said, "You know what? You should have somebody take care of the chat for you, so you don't have to try to read that and do your segments and stuff, so you don't lose focus." And yeah, that's right. The market report. Let's see. The lawn guy was flaky, Ellie says. He got fired because he was supposed to come over every other week and hasn't shown since Mother's Day, and I had to beg him to work. Last year, he ghosted us on Moe. That's bad if a person that you are giving money to ghosts you. That's rough. AJ says, I got a one-man show that comes every other week. Good guy. That's what she said. Margaret says, you do just fine, multitasking coach. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am doing the best I can. I'm constantly trying to improve the show. Whoa! We have a special guest in the chat, and that would be the moderator from the Ramsey Show. I figured this is what he would say something about it eventually, because I have been mentioning in the chat, so I'm sure he's seen it. I've tried not to be so blatant with it, like some of the people that have come in there and said, "Go check out my channel. This is on my channel." Blah 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 blah. I tried not to do that. So, very important special guest here. What up, Mod? Is what I normally say. Yeah. So, yeah. So this is happening. This Mod. This is episode 33 of this. I've been doing it every single weekday since then. It is Tuesday. You are correct, sir. Somebody smart must have told you about that. So AJ says he's checking on me to make sure I'm not being Dave-ish. That could be it. Well, we got you here, Mott. Who's hosting tomorrow? Give me a little after show exclusive. Oh, Ellie wants to hide her budget now that the mod is here. Oh man! All right, so I mean, I don't think. Certainly hope it's not any kind of problem for the Ramsey Show or using the name in the name of the after show. I do say from time to time that it's not affiliated with. I'm just a fan of, and also I do have sort of affiliation being a certified financial coach. And I'm going through the Ramsey Preferred boot camp right now, so that's sort of an affiliation. Mod, I'm trying the mustache. I don't know if I'll keep it. I could this way I could try out for if they have a Super Troopers 3, I could be in it perhaps. Yeah, so wow. See, I haven't been nervous since my first one, and now I'm all nervous. Somebody asked, oh yeah, my friend Stephen Glenn, who I was talking about the other just a little while ago from Facebook, where he was saying, what does the Dave Ramsey people think about it? And I said, well, I assume the mod has seen something about it, but so far they haven't come over. And he said, what he asked me specifically was, does Dave know about it? And I said, I hope not. Just don't give out any ish advice and you're all good. You ought to know me better than that, mod. I would not do that. That's right. Tina Share backing me up there. I appreciate it. Kaylin Connor. It's not Kaylin, is it? I forgot how you pronounce that. I am so sorry. Yeah, it was a good show today. Did he say who is going to be? Oh, he didn't say. Dave more than likely has no clue about this after show. How many other people other than you at Ramsey Solutions do? Probably just you, right? Sydney says ish is a wish, and she is correct about that. Margaret says, don't be nervous. You're such a devoted Ramsey follower. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as if I was like an actual singer and then all of a sudden I was in the same room with an actual singer, like especially one whose song I just was trying to sing. That's right. I forgot. Jesse. It's Jesse. Yeah. You and one other person. All right. Fair enough. Did you find out? See, he's hoping that we'll forget about asking him who's going to be on tomorrow, I think. All right. So I do have like prepared topics, mod. I don't just wing it despite the number of ums. I wonder if Dave had a problem. Probably not, because he was. Because he was speaking in front of people a long time before doing the show, right? So where was I at? Oh, so speaking of the mod, Kelly from our chat will be meeting the mod probably soon when she goes to Franklin, Tennessee to do her debt-free stream. And Dave is not going to be there that day, though. But like, if you have any questions, she's already going to ask about the SmartVestor Pro stuff, as far as them not working with people from their first investing dollar. Some of them do, some of them don't. So she's going to ask about that. But if you had any other questions for her to ask any of the staff there, I mean, even if it's like general stuff about Dave, some of the staff may know the answer. So any questions I will send to her, and that's probably gonna be, yeah, that's another spam call. So we'll not answer that. Let's see what we got. So any questions, you can either type them here or send them to my email, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Margaret George has a podcast that will be coming out late summer, I believe. The last I heard, he pops in the Ramsey chat every so often. Perhaps we could get him here to publicize that to all 12 of you. Let's see. Tina says everyone ums when they first start public speaking. It took a lot for her to not when she had a speech class in college. Yeah. Tina wants it to be AO tomorrow, mod. So if it's not, change it. Let's see. As I said, father-daughter video gaming number 5, playing It Takes Two, will be tomorrow at noon. Maybe, hopefully Tina can be available. It may be tomorrow at noon, or we may just do a test tomorrow and play on Thursday at noon. Probably one of those days, but I'll announce it as soon as I know. Sydney says that was her goal with speeches in class was no more than 2 ums per speech. Yeah. I think it was Judy Pine asked. Oh, she'll be happy with tomorrow's show. Excellent. That's so great, man. I'm glad you came in to check it out. I appreciate it very, very much, sir. Big fan of your work. Big fan of your work. And Bill comes in sometimes, and you whapped him today. And then normally when he gets whapped in there, he ends up coming in here and coming in hot too. He gets all manic and stuff. And he says, to give you some background, he's admitted trolling, admitted lying, and he says he can't help it. So, but we don't know. He's had different stories about his age. We don't know how old he is or anything like that. So, but I tell him if he really can't help it, perhaps counseling would help. But Judy asked about First Command financial planning. Maybe Ellie, have you heard of that with the military? She asked me if I had any opinions on that. I hadn't heard about it, but I did some research on it, and just with limited research. Now, this is not a definitive answer on them, but a loan link is right on their front page. The individual advisors are paid through commissions on the things they recommend, which is not always good, because just like the whole life salespeople, they could recommend it just to make money, even if they know it's a bad product. Also, it appeared that they, or at least some of the advisors, recommend whole life based on their website. And this is just from a 5-minute Google looking at them and reviews on them. And so do your own research, obviously, but just based on that, without like knowing more about it, I would suggest just staying away and just follow the baby steps is what I would recommend. And again, getting a smart vestor. But you've heard of it, Ellie, even though you haven't used it. Margaret asked, has it ever been Rachel hosting with Christy? They have done it 2 or 3 times only, not nearly enough. Rachel hasn't been on in a while now. Let's see. Sydney says Rachel and Christy host Ladies' Day about once a quarter. That's about right. That's about right. Good math from Sid there. Future milestones that AJ is excited to see how right Dave is / was. The feeling of grass under your feet when you actually own it. And 2, when your investments make more than you do at your job. Oh, Mod, if you're still here, how about like and subscribe? That would be awesome. I'm not going to get rich doing this, but I would like if they gave me $20 a month, if YouTube sent me $20 a month just to chat, just for opening my mouth and talking. I would be thrilled with that. I'm gonna do this whether they give me money or not, though. So yeah, let's see what we got else. If anybody else has any questions or comments about anything, go ahead and type it on in. Let's see. I was looking at the Dave Ramsey subreddit over on the Reddit, and not Dave run or approved. I'm sure, but you can do whatever you want. It's the internet. Somebody asked about including investment contribution amounts being included in the emergency fund. Now, to me, the emergency fund is to be used only in the case of emergencies. So if there was an emergency happening, you would pause the baby steps, that means there wouldn't be any investment happening until the emergency is taken care of and the emergency fund is back up to full. Granted, you can increase the emergency fund if you'd like, but the Ramsey advice is 6 months of expenses if you are still on baby step 5, kid college, and 6, pay off mortgage early. Once you hit once you hit step 7, you can have as high an emergency fund as you want. Like, for example, Sharon Ramsey likes an emergency fund for the emergency fund. So, and another situation that might warrant, say, a 12-month emergency fund, even before the later steps, would be if your income is very, very up and down. So then you'd have a combo emergency fund, hill and valley fund to balance out that income variance. I'll catch up on the chat now. I see what he's talking about somebody to peruse the chat and then tell me somehow what I should address from it. Jesse hit like about 5 minutes ago. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sydney says you invest from your income. No job, no income, no investment. She's correct. Tina Share is an EDMM. I thought we were going with EDM squared or EDM times 2 or something like that. But even though she's a EDMM, she's still doing. Everybody does 4. 4 never ends, but she still is doing funding for 5 and 6. Ellie's emergency fund covers every expense you have, personal preferences. It's your money. You can do what you want. Just telling you the day way. Christopher Pittman is a 4 and 6 EDM. All right. Got some Richies in the house. Tina says it's so fun to see that mortgage amount go down more quickly. I'm sure. Sydney says, right, Ellie, because it's also for things like car accidents or medical expenses. So not having money for those isn't bad. Or having more money for those isn't bad. I read it incorrectly. All right. AJ says, okay. I just want y'all to know I'm a thousandaire. So basically the same. It's basically the same, AJ, but more of it. For real though, glad everyone is doing well. That's right. You should want everyone to do well, lest if you're doing well and they think you shouldn't be doing well. So Ella used to be a negative EDM. And that much is certain. And so she came out of that and is, like I said, it's 80-some percent. She's 80-some percent. EDM Clay is everyday millionaire. That means you get it by working and investing over time, not by like a huge inheritance or get it by death benefit or anything like that. Okay, and the last thing I have written is the United States begins study testing mix and match COVID vaccine booster shots. So, like, if you've gotten like just one shot of the 2-shot one and then the Johnson & Johnson, how does that work? Or if you I guess get the one shot and then later get another one, how does that work? So they're looking into that now. Alrighty. Clay said, "Never mind, just realize it. Tired today." Yeah, there's a lot of that going around here. I got, I think, 3.5 hours sleep last night because we were up late video gaming, my daughter and I. And again, we will be doing that again either tomorrow or Thursday at noon. I would say probably Thursday. And tomorrow, just for whoever asked about that. Was that Tina? I think Tina. Whoever asked about that, I'm going to try to, I think I figured out what the problem is with the echoing on my voice. Sid said, or is it Moderna Vax getting a Pfizer booster in 6 months or vice versa? I think all of the above. I think they're mixing and matching everything and seeing what happens. You know, you just throw it and see what sticks to the wall, I guess. Ellie's in disbelief at the moment. She did not say about what. She's being very vague. Mod, if you're still listening or recording it to watch later, or we'll check it out later. This is where it goes off the rails. I had 6 segments typed out in advance. And that's more than I normally do. So at this point, I just throw it up into the chat and we go as long as we want to. We've done a 2-hour one before. And that was crazy. Yeah, Bella sounds fine during the game stream. Yeah, I'd like I said, I think it's just that because it has it's like a software soundboard that you're working with. And it seems like that by having the monitor come through and that also like being through my desktop sound, that like it's picking up both of them. And apparently it's not supposed to do that, but it glitched with the software. And so supposedly somebody said they fixed it by, if you can believe somebody on the internet, just some person typing something or talking. He said you have to turn it on and then off again, and then it'll be off. So we'll see. Hopefully that fixes it. Ellie is in disbelief about debt paying off at the moment, mostly because of how long it has gone on. Yeah, but you're almost done, Ellie. Ellie, you're almost done. Nobody would trade being 80-some% done. The light is there. Just imagine you woke up in this situation and this is the total debt you've owed. Just forget about all the rest. It's been in the past. It doesn't matter. It's paid off. You took care of it. So just like concentrate on the number that's there now and act like it's brand new and get after it. I haven't seen any new comments about the mustache. Let's see. Just said once their debt is paid off, it will be a massive celebration because student loans cause their debt to be stupid high. It'll feel good to get rid of that. That's absolutely correct. And you'll be successful. If you're starting to do this, if you're doing that, you already are successful. AJ says, I don't know how to persuade you to keep going, but the grass is pretty green on the other side. It is indeed. Yeah, Clay. There is a person named Tina in here. She may have thought you were Bill Jones. You may still be. We don't know. You can't prove it, but we'll see. It doesn't look like you do any of the bad typing that he does or the manicness of a bunch of comments at the same time or asking for validation from people on the internet that you don't know. So jury's still out on that. So, but sorry, Clay, we don't know. She may, like I said, or you may have said something, at one time she didn't like. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. Tina, apparently you blocked Clay Jones, and that could be because he just happens to have the wrong bad name. But I actually think that when I originally blocked Clay, I unblocked him because he was coming over here and watching this show. And I unblocked him, so I don't remember the last name being Jones, but could have been. I don't remember everything. Getting old, don't have a good memory anymore. AJ says when he would get bothered, he would go to the compound interest calculator and look at what the future could be. That's right. Definitely do that. Probably. Yeah, I think of this group, probably Sid. March 2019. I think she and I started around the same time. I think, but maybe her by a little bit. But it's not a race. Not a race. Ellie says to AJ, when we pay off debt, we have a trip to our honeymoon spot on Oahu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Planned. We have been hoarding frequent flyer miles for years. Well, yeah, there's your cards and stuff again. So of course, Dave doesn't advise any of that. But, it's your money. AJ said first text to his wife on November 8th, 2019. Dave Ramsey told us to use all but $1,000 of our cash to pay off debt. And then what happened, AJ? After you sent that text to your wife, you didn't think, this is pretty heavy stuff. Pretty heavy decision to make. Maybe I'll wait and talk to her in person. No, you just shut off a text to her, huh? Sydney says you'll probs never go to Hawaii. Is right. Yeah, but what was her countenance on that? You got to explain more than just what she said. That's what she said. Jesse said her husband is a doctor, education, and biblical counsel, but we also both ended up attending overpriced schools, so his debt is like $180. Our debt, you don't need to separate. Our debt is like $180, and so combined $230 minus parent plus loan. You're on the hook for that too if your parents don't pay it. So yeah, that is crazy. Kids, if you're looking at this, start at community college. Please start at community college and then go to an in-state school. You don't need to go to a private school. If you get a full ride scholarship, do whatever you want. God bless you. But they have 200. I don't know how old Jesse is, but they have $230,000 in student loan debt. And we don't know if there's other debt other than that. Jesse said her mom is paying, but she wants to help her once to get what she has out of the way. Sure. The miles are not from credit card use. They are from company paid trips and using frequent flyer programs that are free. Okay, I apologize, Ellie. Thank you for the correction. Now I don't have to have a correction segment tomorrow since we did it now. Margaret wonders if 2019 is when the Ramsey Show went hard on the YouTube. I'm trying to remember how long it's been on there, since it hadn't been that long before that. 2018, probably 2016 at the earliest, maybe. Jessie said she was 18, broke and dumb about college loan debt. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Clay says his last name has always been Jones. Just FYI. Okay. All right, Clay. I mean, you're fine. Even if you are Bill, you're doing fine on that username, regardless of who you are. So as long as that stays, no problem. Sydney has a she shed comment that I may have found amusing. Whenever you're ready for it, sure, go ahead. Tina Share. Woo. If I could turn back time. Made a spreadsheet with all our debt, and it made me nauseous. Showed hubby when he got home from work that day, and he said, let's work on that ASAP. And that's how you train your spouse. Good job, Tina. she said, stopping the 401k. And I said, yeah, that's not going to happen, says AJ. Sydney's telling Margaret, for her, it was the next project after our wedding. Sydney is very project oriented. So, I mean, that's fine. The mod is still here. God bless you, mod. With the correction, he started on YouTube in 2016. So we were late. I was probably in 2016. I was probably feeling sorry for myself. After getting divorced and just barely making it on my income from one job, and because of that, it didn't occur to me to get another job and spend some of the time I was spending being sad and et cetera, and playing video games and stuff like that, and spend that time making money. And so that really accelerated me on the way to finishing step 3. Mod never left. Just like that's why you don't have to bring sexy back, because sexy never left, right, Mod? Kaylin says they have 2 cars. One he drives and the other she drives, and the one she drives is almost paid off. AJ says about the mod still being here, and just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, mod is back. Ellie did community college, in-state school, GI Bill, had a senatorial scholarship, and still racked up $133 in student loan debt. Why? It didn't cover it all? And was it a private college? Ellie. She shed from Sydney. I work for a utility company, and we register locations as house, mobile home, and found one that's registered as a she shed. All right. No, it's better to be specific, probably, when you're talking about power. Margaret has a long-winded question for the mod. This would be good. You didn't realize it was going to turn into a Ask Mod Anything segment, did you? When you came in here. Jesse doesn't tell people because it's massively embarrassing, since I never actually believed in borrowing money or owing anyone when you was a teenager. Yeah, I guess you just got to college and it happened. I mean, at 18, it's easier to give somebody a break for not being too smart about it. But yeah, you can, because there's not a single person in this chat that hasn't done stupid with money, mod included, I'm guessing. So, once again, if you're just joining us or just coming back and paying attention, the moderator from the Ramsey Show on the YouTube moderator has joined us for today. I guess I mentioned it one too many times over there. And so they found me, Marty. I don't know how, but they found me. Let's see. Go ahead and type out that question for the mod, Margaret, because that way it'll give me content to comment on, even if he doesn't answer. Jesse didn't go to a private school, went to Art Institute of Washington, by the way. Graduated, but if you know about that school, you definitely know what the issue was with them. I do not. Tina Scher says we've all been normal. Clay Jones says, Doc. Such a bad Michael J. Fox impersonation. Are you trying to tell me that's 1955? All right. Ellie's both graduate schools were private. Both. Money, 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 money. What's the dumbest thing you've done with money? AJ wants to know. Undergrad was community college and public university. Yeah. Sydney thought she couldn't afford an emergency fund. Was dumb. That's pretty dumb. Mine is on record. I say it all the time. I listened to Dave Ramsey every single night in the early 90s. And I get how people say this now when they come in there, and I'm like, oh, sure you can do this. But people are like, people call in, they make so much more money than me. So this plan must not be for me. And so I was making probably minimum wage at the time. And so didn't do any of it. Didn't do any of it. Finally got smart after getting married, and we combined finances and saw the debt was happening, and I started listening to Dave again. And so I talked to my ex-wife about paying it off, and so she was down. She basically let me spearhead that, and so we were fortunately we were out of debt by the time we got divorced, and so that made that divorce much easier because we didn't have to split debt. Highly recommend being out of debt. Not only for that reason, for any reason. Margaret, are you typing that question for the mod? Like I said, mod, this is where it goes off the rails, and we just it's chat driven. I need to have like 20 segments instead, and then if the chat makes me not use some of those, then I have some for the next day, and so that's how that should work. But mod, all the YouTube advice that I read was to start before you're ready, and so I started before I was ready. And I mean, I don't know if you noticed ever, but Troy Wheeler, who I call Troy Story, because I'm clever like that, that we would always talk about doing an after show. And then when I got the Biden bucks, right? Trump bucks came first, and I think I just put all that in my son's college fund. And then later we got the Biden bucks. And at the same time, financial coach master training was $1,000 off. And I said, well, if I don't do that now, I probably won't ever do that. So did that. And then that propelled me into, well, I have a limited proximity principle circle of people. So I got to get out there in more ways. And so that's when I thought of, why not do this? And so I did the first one. That one almost didn't happen because my person that was going to be my moderator backed out on the day of. So, but I decided to go ahead and do it. And then that was a Friday, and then the following Monday, I was like, I'll do. Should I do it or not do it? Should I wait to be more prepared for it? And then I was thinking, well, if I don't do it today, I won't do it tomorrow either. And so I just made myself do it. And since that day, I've done it every weekday since. Oh, I don't have Ramsey Show full episodes says got to have a trustworthy mod. I don't have timestamps on, Margaret. I guess I could put them on. Hold on. Let's see that. Toggle timestamps. At 6:32. That was a long way away. Did you see the question for you, mod? Let's see here. 6:32. I'm not seeing it, Margaret. If it was at 6:32, maybe the YouTube chat banned it for something? Maybe you used a bad phrase or something? Did anybody else see Margaret's question? And what was it? It would have come before she said, who's been watching the Ramsey Show the longest? Trying to work a little too. It's 5:56 over there. You don't go home at 5, Mod? Mod working late tonight. Got it. Okay. Cool. Oh, follow-ups. Follow-ups on okay, Sydney saw it, so it existed. I just missed it. All right. So I just missed it. I apologize, Margaret. Follow-ups on like debt-free screamers or certain callers or something. Yeah, we hardly ever get to know. Oh, a late day. Was that just a late start today? Was that just you, Mod, or did everybody get to come in late? Oh, she meant 6:52. Okay. Thanks, Jess. All right, no harm. We got it figured out now. Just you. All right. Well, planned lateness. Did you put in a request with HR, or do you have leeway on that kind of thing? See, it is an Ask Mod anything almost. Yes. Okay. Cool. Plan. All righty. Anybody else have it? Since he's here, anybody else got any questions for the moderator of the best YouTube show, second best YouTube show? Let's see. Mod, to your you have a little leeway with your time. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're there, enough time to plan for the show and get the show going. And then afterwards, is Mod a native Tennessean? My question would be, to your knowledge, has there been anybody else to try to do a show like this? And then if so, why not? It seems like a no-brainer. And yes, it was almost called Talking Dave. It's like Talking Dead is to The Walking Dead. It was almost called Talking Dave, but I think the Ramsey Show Aftershow Show, even though after show with all one word scrunched together isn't a word, I think it's quirky and fits me more. So that's what we did. So I want to know where the mod is in the baby steps. Talking Dave is a terrible name idea. Okay, great. That's great. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to get it to where I do more like about stuff that happens during the actual show. I think we're doing pretty well here, but to have it like my original idea was to talk about some of the calls, which I do, but talk about some of the calls and mention exactly what baby step or steps are involved in that call and how that does that. Jesse asked, "Mod, can a person get to schedule a debt-free screen with specific show host day?" Not really. You're at the mercy of Dave's schedule. First of all, if you want Dave to be there, like for example, Kelly G is doing hers on a day when Dave isn't there. And again, that's coming up really soon. So if you have any questions, let me know what they are, either in the Ramsey chat, either in this chat, or email me, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. And I will get those questions to her, and she'll get as many asked as she comfortably can without making the staff feel victimized. The mod says you can put in a request, but I don't work those details out, so not sure how well it will work out for you. I believe Kelly spearheads that, I think, as far as scheduling those. She may have assistants, of course. Tina Share says, I'd love to visit Tennessee one day. If I would go anywhere in TC, I mean, I would go to Nashville if I was there, but I would want to go to Ramsey Solutions more than Nashville. They wouldn't be able to get rid of me from there. I'd be there all day. AJ Davis has to. I appreciate you hanging out later, AJ. It's not every day the mod comes in here. But obviously, welcome anytime, though. Obviously, just like anybody else. And Mod, be sure to like and subscribe. Everybody else as well. That really helps out. It helps my mental state. In addition to getting me to that floor, or is it a ceiling? Of the floor where monetization starts is at 1,000 subscriptions and 4,000 hours watched. And so this is show 33, so add some weekends in there. So I've been doing this a month and a half, maybe a month and 3/4, and I had, as of this morning, I had 255 hours watched. Of course, I do a bunch of other stuff on the channel. As mentioned before, I play video games. With my daughter, I talk about like Madden video games, other video games. I do computer repair for a living as my number one job, and I talk about some computer repair stuff as well. I've even done some food reviews / reactions. Kids love the reactions these days. So a bunch of different stuff on there. I've from the early 90s, I recorded my favorite band, Thrill Cat. With a VHS camcorder and digitized 2 songs from them, and I put those on my channel as well. Yeah, your watch time is what matters here, right? Right, Mod? You got it. Although it seems like, and it just maybe the early going, it seems like getting to the 1,000 subscribers might be harder than getting to 4,000 hours. You also have to do that 4,000 hours in a 365-day span as well. In the same calendar year, you have to have 4,000 hours watched. So Christopher Pittman said, must be because I was on vacation for 3 weeks. Yeah, that's right. I knew you were gone for a while. Any other questions for the mod? Well, we got them. What have we done? A minute. Seems like it sometimes. An hour and 3 minutes is what we have done. So I do say a lot, but I mean I have no trouble talking. I do have some problems sometimes formulating my thoughts, or not formulating, but just getting them into words and getting them out without thinking of the next thing and going ahead to that and then having to come back. I'm working on it. Ellie says to Clay, short visits in Memphis are okay. If you drive from Nashville to Memphis, stop in Jackson. Maybe need to go to Graceland, I think. Even though I think it's smaller than I believe people have said it's smaller than you would think it was. And like when Spinal Tap went there in that movie, This Is Spinal Tap, they were like, oh, this is depressing when they were looking at his Elvis's team. All right, the mod is going out, and I probably will be doing the same shortly. I'll hang around and just and I'll hit my plugs again. Sydney is saying bye to the other mod. Mod talking to mod. Very exciting. Very exciting. Thanks for coming by, Mod. I appreciate it so much. And thank you for not saying I should shut it down. I appreciate that very much. And we're definitely not gonna be ish around here. Yes, Mod, we will see you bright and early tomorrow or as soon as you post the show. Judy Pine, we'll have to watch later. Just woke up for a nap. Judy, you mentioned First Command Financial, right? I believe I did talk about that. And Ellie said she's heard of it, but hadn't used them yet. So, but I did talk about that. He says maybe he'll hang out again next time he works late. Don't know when that'll be. You are welcome anytime, obviously, Mod. Appreciate it so much. I know his name, but I'm not saying it. And yeah, watch out for Kelly. I'm sure she'll get to you, Kelly G from the chat. Not the Kelly that works there. I'm sure he watches out for her on his own. She's a Dallas Cowboy fan, after all. Sydney has to prep for a budget meeting tonight. So that probably means she wants to go as well. Oh, Chris got engaged. Oh, almost missed that. Congratulations. Engaged during vacation. Congratulations, sir. Oh, Sydney says no, she's still working. How late you working till? So that's all week, right? So no call-ins from you this week. Tina Share says congrats, Chris. And Chris says thank you. I do a lot of reading of the chat. I mean, people could read it themselves, but a lot of people just watch it full screen, or if they watch it the second it's over, and they can't like run it back to the beginning. If it ends before they can do that, and then they start watching until the video is finished processing. I want to say it takes like 4 hours maybe for an hour and something video for YouTube to process it. Until they finish processing it, the accompanying chat isn't added back in. So the people watching from 7 p.m. or so, or whenever I end it, Eastern time to maybe about 11 p.m. Eastern time, they don't get to see the chat, so they wouldn't know what I'm talking about. So that's why I say the stuff I'm responding to that's from the chat. Oh, you got 4 hours for the budget meeting. You could probably, and 50 minutes on the clock, you could probably prepare for that budget meeting in 15 minutes, probably. Ellie wants to know if Sydney's prep involves candlelight for the budget meeting. Whatever you can do to make it less stressful. Margaret is out roasting on this sunny deck. Have a great night all. She has a deck. I wonder if she has a hammock on that deck like the Queen of Sheba. Yeah, Tina says, yeah, she usually waits until the next day to watch a replay so she can see the chat and follow along. Yeah, so you can always do that. I appreciate you wanting to watch it, and definitely watch it if you want to. But if you would like to see the chat and it's not in there, it's the same day it's the same show. You're trying to watch it the day of, but just after the stream is ended, it's not in there because YouTube is processing it still. I've also found the way to put more details in as far as the video description and the tags and so forth before I start streaming it live, because when you hit do a live stream, it asks you for just the title and a couple other details, and that's it. And then you hit next. And then it asks for that crazy thumbnail that I always do. I'm running out of things I do. If you have any suggestions on that, let me know. But on that page, you can hit edit again, and then it gives you the full list of stuff that you can put in there. So I also have, for people that, some people are tech nerds or want to know for any other reason, I do have the equipment that I'm using in there, including all the free software that I'm using. Not paying for any software. The only thing I have paid for is, yeah, see, I'm like this all the time. This is a horrible look right here. And it makes my nose look crooked that way. But there it looks a little bit better. So I just gotta do that, I guess, while I'm talking, and look right into the hearts of America and tell them that you gotta do this stuff. You gotta just follow the baby steps, no matter where you are in your financial life. If you've just been doing your own thing, take a look at the baby steps and see if you can work those in. Even if you're successful, maybe you're leaving one thing out. So that would be my advice on that. Let's see. So I got timestamps in now. This is the first time I've seen the chat with the timestamps. And if you want to see those, you can go up to the 3 dots on the upper right in the chat window, and toggle timestamps is one of the options in there. Clay says, adios, y'all. Great show, Steve. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming, and it's not anything personal at all. You just happen to have the last name of a very trolly individual, and so sorry about that. Time will tell, though. But I do definitely appreciate it. I appreciate him coming in here when he does. So. And of course, everybody else. So like and subscribe, and if you've already done that, I thank you so much. Again, I'm gonna do this until, I can't imagine. I love having my own show. I never thought this was possible. I was telling my friend Stephen Glenn from the Facebook. Or actually, he's not from the Facebook. He was just, that's how we communicated the past couple of days. When he saw that's when I came out as a financial coach and a YouTube star on the Facebook finally. So all my friends back from Virginia know about it now. And I told him, I said, we needed this technology in the 90s when we were in our 20s. I mean, learning this stuff, especially learning how all the software works and so much, that would have been so much easier. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. I have more computer knowledge now. So Sydney says, budget meetings aren't stressful for us. We remind each other of what's coming up for the month, and I make sure to leave him, she's talking about her man, her husband, to budget how he wants. The $100. So he gets $100. Dave would often refer to that as fun money. So, and Ellie pushing the candlelight again. Sydney doesn't buy unscented candles, and if she burns scented candles too long, he gets a headache. Some like candlely smells like that give me a headache too. Timestamps are fancy, Ellie. Do your kids watch the replays? Rack up those hours. I've told my son to like and subscribe to the video, please. I don't know if he's done it yet. I don't know if he's watched any yet. I told him, hey man, if you turn it on before you go downstairs to have dinner and not watch a bit of it, but if you have it on and playing, please, son, do something. Do something for me. So, and Bella, I think she's watched some of it. But even more better than that, she agreed to she was third choice, and she's not salty about that. I just wanted to have people. I thought it would be easier if I had people here in the Ohio to play video games with. And she, of course, is in the state. up north. Not fun money, Steve. Well, Dave calls it fun money. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So if there's something that's not necessarily for fun or a him only expense, he still gets to say what it's for. Okay, so it can be for anything, like regarding department or whatever. I got you. He doesn't like changing something, but if I budget every penny, he feels like he can't change anything without throwing off the whole budget. Yeah. So I get you. Got to work together on it. I mean, when I did it, I mean, that was basically the same way. I was the Dave guy, and my ex-wife would basically just look at it and she would say, "Well, I need to do this, and this. It's this person's birthday, et cetera, et cetera." And so I would just add it in, and so. Jesse says, along with those tags, always use 3 hashtags in your description as well. It will get your video recommended. Okay, I didn't know that would make a difference by being in the description, but all right. Yeah, but he has to do something, so he has input on the budget. Right. It's supposed to be a together thing. That's right. The state up north. So she preps the budget with a tolerance of $100. That's right. See, I told you she knew what she was doing. Took a couple tries to figure that out. Yes, and if you're at home and doing or when anywhere you want to be to do it, you can do it anywhere. Doing your budget, and you're like, especially on groceries, you got to give yourself a break on figuring out groceries, because you got to pare it down and just not buy anything you want. And don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry, because you'll buy more generally. But yeah, you're going to at least give yourself at least 3 before you start getting on yourself really bad about not being able to do a budget. And of course, if you need help, I know somebody that can help you. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com can help you. You can come in this chat in the after show. And as a last resort, you can go into the Ramsey Show chat itself. And which I'm in pretty much all day, unless I'm running errands or too busy with computer stuff, but generally. And if not, the rest of these people that are in my chat now are in there as well. The moderator posts that thing generally by 9 a.m. or so, I think, on Eastern time. And so the chat is open all day, and the show doesn't start until 4 p.m. Eastern time, the delayed video of that. All right, so we can probably, let's see, 7:21. I was supposed to leave 21 minutes ago. So looks like we have an hour 18, so we're good on time, I think. Anybody have also one last interesting thing for me to talk about? Tina says definitely takes time to work out the kinks. Yeah, but after you do that, Tina, then work on the budget. See what I did there? Also, making a good thumbnail will help your videos get noticed. Yeah, I need like a logo or something like that. I just been doing crazy Vogue hand gestures or something. So that is what he said, Tina. You are correct. That's what she said. But yeah, thumbnail is on the to-do list. I got a lot of stuff to do as far as the channel. I'm still doing Do I Look Smarter in Someone You Take Financial Advice More with the beard. I mean, with the glasses on, and probably without the mustache. But yeah. Alrighty, we'll wrap it up. Once again, I'd like to thank the moderator of the Ramsey Show YouTube chat for dropping by unannounced. Didn't let us know. I was really sweating there for a minute. And so I have nervous energy when I'm doing this too. I don't know if I can do all that stuff John does with the pens, do pen flipping and stuff like that. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I'm coordinated enough to do that. So Tina says, have a great night. You have a great night as well, everybody. And let's see the plugs again. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. That email address for any questions you have. You can also schedule a free, fully free, no strings attached at all, financial coaching consultation / assessment. You talk about your money situation and your goals and figure out how you're going to get there to those goals. Instagram and the Twitter, add me on the Grum, is CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Nope, just at CoachSteveMoney on both of those. No spaces in there. And you can donate to the channel at paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney, or you can just log into your PayPal account and hit send money, and then for the email address, use CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, and then you put in the amount, $1 million or so. No, anything would be appreciated, and anything you send will be used specifically to make the channel better in some way. I absolutely promise that. Alrighty. YouTube tutorials, Jesse says, I show you how to make good, simple thumbnails. I will look for those. Alrighty. And thank you for typing all the plugs in there, Sid. I appreciate it. Good to have Mod back after No Mod Monday. Because I assume you were doing something fun because it was Memorial Day, at least I hope. And we'll see everyone upon tomorrow. And as usual, I would like for you to make smart financial decisions. How often, Sid? This works better when she's on voice with me. Flash says, sorry she missed. We'll go back and watch. Super busy taking care of lawn. Take care, Steve. Good night. Thanks for coming in, Flash. Appreciate it. Sydney says every day. She buttons that up. My thing that I was doing, my catchphrase, I guess, was make smart financial decisions, and Sid adds the everyday to it, which you should definitely do that. Alrighty. Awesome to see the mod came in, though. Yeah, Flash. That was amazing. I loved it. He participated in chat, answered some questions. I was really nervous there for a little while. Yup. And Flash says, bye, Sydney. Missed you yesterday. I did as well, Sydney. Of course. Alrighty. Till tomorrow. And this show airs at about, is it airing if it's over the internet? Anyway, it starts about 6 p.m. The reason for about is that the Ramsey Show video doesn't always end at exactly the same time. Sometimes it runs over past 6 o'clock a little bit. So, but if you're just on my channel, you may have to refresh it to see it. But somewhere around in the 6 o'clock Eastern time hour is when I'm live. Okay, bye. Flash says, instead of pen clicking, you can make horse noises. I don't think so. I don't think so. I wouldn't be able to talk if I tried horse noises. Is there a way to rewatch the chat, Steve, after this video published? Yeah, I talked about that earlier, Flash. If you're trying to watch it right afterwards, right after I end the stream, the chat goes away until the video is being finished processed by YouTube. Even though it just is completely run on YouTube, once you end the live stream, they have to process the video. And what happens then is they add the chat back into it if you select to replay the chat. So what you want to do then is wait until, I think for like an hour or so video, this is like an hour and a half video, I think it takes like 4 hours or so for them to process the video. So you're looking a long way. You're looking like at 11:30 Eastern time for when it's done being processed. So you may want to try to hit it the next morning. You're welcome, Flash. Yeah, and I do appreciate your interest in it and wanting to catch up. I completely head over heels in love with that, and with anybody who follows me. I appreciate you so much. Like and subscribe. And now, finally, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a good night.